Welcome back, everybody. It is the Working Brother back at you with another talk. This time, for the 100th episode, we've got Xoaquin Flores, the florist of Telegram. How you doing, Xoaquin? Welcome.
Yes, fantastic.
By popular request, you've been asked to come on as a co-host or like guest for this 100th episode, and it is an honor to have you back here. Everybody, who's new here, hi, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Patreons, thank you for being a Patreon. Coffee buyers, thank you for buying me a coffee. It fuels the show. We got a special mug today, cheery mug. So yeah, we're going to be doing a Memestravaganza this time, and in order to get into the mood, because people have said, guests, I think it was Tim Kirby who said I was pulling him into the Matrix, so I did this. And now I can pull all my guests into the Matrix. So we're going to be discussing memes today. Lots of memes, some historic, some not. By the way, you might have noticed the glitch. The camera is glitching. And the jacket is actually the jacket from here, from the logo.
And you can buy it on his Etsy for just $600.
No, you can't buy it. No, this is a family heirloom. In any case, let's get to the memes. This is a classic meme that I recycled. Everybody who's Russian might know of Zhdun, who is the waiter, but not the waiter who brings you food, the waiter who waits for something to happen.
That's nasty. So what does he wait to happen?
He's just the waiter. He's like, there was memes that came out with him like in the Ukrainian parliament back in the day, like in 2014. He was just waiting. So like he's like just the Russian mentality of just waiting. You know, like not worrying about it. Just like meh.
Oh, you know what? There's kind of like a way that was glorified, you know, in the U.S. with some aspects of adjacent to the 17th letter movement, and like with Pepe, you know, the Pepe the Frog, and some of the Pepe memes. He's waiting, but he's cozy. You know what I mean? It's not a bad thing to be a waiter. You know, he's cozily waiting for things to get better, for the plan, you know, trusting the plan, you know.
We're gonna do some news, but this is a meme from like August, I think, maybe even May. I think May. That I made. Wagner, boss himself, Yevgeny Prigozhin, spotted fighting back NATO and Kosovo police, quote unquote, Zvechan.
Right. That's a very good one. Yeah, I mean, like, we can deconstruct whether this one is technically a meme or not, but it is a meme. But it doesn't necessarily look, in terms of it being media image, and it's like a still, like a photograph, and it's square shaped and it's online, and there's a comical dimension or a subversive dimension. Yeah, it qualifies as a meme, but it's not like necessarily in your traditional, you know, in Memetic Memology, right? You do have this space for this type of meme, and it is a type of meme, right? But it the background knowledge that it draws from is multivariate, because on the one hand you've got, right, we're deconstructing a little bit, like you've actually got, you'll have some slides I sent you for my analytic, right? So
yes, I got the slides. You wanted to get technical right away, but I was hoping to like have a few laughs first. But
yeah, we can come back to these. We can come back to these, you know, anytime. But yeah, this is figure one that I sent you. And,
lecture us a bit.
Well, lecture us a bit. First, you want to kind of figure out, like, is there any structural subversion? Is there any stylistic subversion? Is there any narratological subversion? And what do we mean by subversion? Well, it's really the answer to the question, you know, Alex, for 400, please, why the left can't meme, right? Sometimes the left can meme, but why the cultural left can't meme, right, is because that is the dominant paradigm. Like, that is the voice of, you know, they, them, meaning, you know, they, them, not your, you know, whatever, your pronouns, but you can use it that way too.
You're saying, great, we got many memes about they, them. What was I going to say? So you're saying basically they can't be subversive to the main narrative because they are the main narrative. They don't get
In
it.
the Heideggerian sense, it's they are the them. So they can't meme against structures of power because all of their attempts at humor are, and you know, for example, like what leftists think is funny, they don't really think is funny. They just think that it has an important educational message, and they overlook that that the content is actually not good. You know, so then they want to say, "Oh, I want to share this with friends because I'm about teaching people a lesson." You know, they want to educate you. You see what I'm saying? And the presumption of wanting to educate you and then in addition to that, from like the position of pro-systemic information is like the opposite of funny. It's like fucking the definition of oppression almost, right? So it's like humor is the most subversive thing. And so the left, if the left has, and I don't mean like the left, like, you know, workers and shit like that, but I mean like the pink haired stuff that came out in the past 30, 40 years.
Yeah, the modern left. Let's get into some of the user submitted memes. We've got Mike Pence explaining to Vivek that America only exists to start wars and spread sodomy in usury across the globe.
This is almost a left-wing meme, in my opinion, even though it's got some elements to start with. Like the idea that this is Mike Pence and that's Vivek is hilarious, right? But there's a lot of more ways to go with that aren't so explicit, you know what I mean? Like without saying Mike Pence or Vivek, you would want to, you know what I mean?
By the way, shout out to Roland Madness. And shout out to everybody else who voted for the Memestravaganza on the Telegram channel. It was a good choice. This should be funny.
It's a good choice also because, and I want to thank you for asking me about what things I'm comfortable talking about and what things I'm not comfortable talking about behind the scenes. But I would, and I, you know, in consultation with, you know, legal advice, I can say that there are those who would say that I was person X within the Russia collusion hoax, and half of that was that Russians purchased $5,000 worth of memes to spread around Facebook for the 2016 election, and the allegation would be something like I came up with the memes and stuff like that.
Well, none of the memes here, other than the ones that are labeled by me, are mine.
Right, I didn't come up with any of these either, but so my interaction, my relationship with memes is well established in the mind of my accusers. So
yeah, what can I say? Everybody here, I hope you're enjoying the Matrix background and that it's taking away the camera glitches that I'm having exposed.
Yeah, brilliant. Working out.
97% of scientists agree with whoever is funding them. This was also submitted.
That's great. It's great. Yeah.
I mean, you can't argue with it.
You can't. Yeah, it's true.
This is also a hilarious meme on so many levels.
Right. It is. It works. You know.
Because it's misgendering.
It is. It is. You know, the thing is also like, if his name was if Michael's name was in this, you know, Michael John Sorio, if his name was in this, then you would be dead naming him. So then in addition, so I would try to work in something that reference to dead naming and dead man walking, like, you know, kind of, you would have to work that one out. Likewise with the Vivek Pence one, like the foundations for an excellent meme are there. This one's actually perfect, but it's a different type of meme. The scientist funding one is perfect.
This one took me two reads.
What is it?
This one took me 2 reads to get. Like took me a half second to understand the joke.
I get it instantly.
Yeah,
because science is right.
Yeah.
Of course. Right.
Because identifying as science. This was also sent in. So, you know, I have nothing to do with this. POV, you're a sailor.
You are a sailor in the 1500s. That's exactly right. No, it's brilliant. It's beautiful too. It has good aesthetics. You have girls in it. It's nice. Let's see. Invites. Oh, this is the own goal meme. Yes.
Yeah. with the recent development in the Canadian
Yeah.
Parliament.
Invites
Which is
SS
just
Xoaquin to the parliament, gives him a standing ovation, and honors him. Fucking Russian disinformation. Right. It works. It works. Definitely. I mean, it doesn't have to. It doesn't have to make you fall out of your chair. The question is, does it give you a chuckle because it's true? You know what I mean? If it's a chuckler, it works. You know.
Yeah. We've got a lot of these about the Roman Empire because it's trending now. So there's going to be a couple of them throughout this. And by the way, we've got some interesting quotes of people too that I might want to get your opinion on as we flip through the memes to not keep it boring. But yeah, local bloke utterly obsessed by Roman Empire because he would too like to get destroyed by Goths. No.
Right, and you have to show pictures of Gothic chicks for the double entendre to work, right?
Yes, yeah.
Jack, that's one aspect that weakens the meme in some way, because you would kind of more ideally want to have them all together, you know.
I got a soup-sized coffee today.
I had another beer after this one.
Excellent. There are no Nazis in Ukraine, but some might be, but not a lot. There's a lot, okay? But they're fighting on our side. Waffen SS in the parliament. It really is like that. The memes really write themselves these days.
Well, which brings me. These are some of my favorite memes because these are 10 or 12-year-old memes that serve purpose moving forward, you know. And so then you have the ironic usage of an old meme. You have the meta irony. You've got the nostalgic, the funny that someone's bringing it back, but then it's also true. So it lands. That one's a very good one. Jack picked a very good one, or made a very good one.
That brings us. What's it called? Elegantly onto Floresberg.
My Floresberg. Right. My
Introduce
Floresberg
people to Floresberg.
Trudeau says SS Galicia were the good Nazis. Petitions for rename SS Oskar Schindler Brigade. So now here's the problem with memes, right? So this one fails in a lot of ways. It's kind of a meme, like we said, it's an image. It's actually satire news, right? Technically it's satire news, but of course anything that fits this kind of very basic definition is a meme. I'm having problems with this because it's too close to truth. You see, and when you look at, I think I'm going to show you in figure 3 from my analysis of Memetic Memology, which I've used over the years, to kind of explain and deconstruct this. But then again, if the thing is that whether something is too close to reality to be understood by normies, or by not normies, so to speak, but like a broader demographic of edge, but this is too far edge for most edgelords, because it's actually it's one of the problems
on reality.
Well, see, the thing, one of the rules about memes is it also, to be highly effective has to viralize, and this one has very, very low viralization potential. And I've tested it against easier to viralize ones from Floresberg, like on Instagram, and this one can viralize because most people just think it's literally true. Why? Because that's how fucked up the situation is. You see. Like, this seems like exactly something that would happen and people would say. So I have to think about who I really want my target demographic to be,
so
because people, yeah.
This is your Floresberg, and you came up with this idea to basically mock Bloomberg, there you go, Bloomberg, that's what I was looking for. And what you do is basically edit some of the headlines and leave some of them as is.
No, they're all changed. That's the
changed.
problem. Well, we'll see in figure 3 what the problem is, yeah.
All right. So yeah, Floresberg, we'll leave a link down below to Hawkins' Telegram, both this and that.
The truth is, you can actually keep the headlines as they are, but what you need to do to signal to people that it's not true is that, like, someone has to have like cross eyes or have a clown nose on them. Then it becomes more like, oh, it's a joke, haha, and then people spread it. Otherwise, I'm leaving people confused and then uncomfortable. They think it's real, and then they share it because it is sensational, and then their friend says, that's fake news, and then they feel stupid, and then they unfollow. So there's a whole fucking ecosystem that you have to kind of map out when you build these. And so I'm working on this. The technology for this, for me, having run a real newspaper for many years, you know, and then we live in such a crazy fucking post-hyper reality that this is actually very realistic, because specifically we know now that the film Schindler's List was about rehabilitating Nazis, about creating the idea in people's minds of the good Zelensky, the good Nazi, and that's kind of like the you know, how that works. So,
I just want to touch on some real news.
I mean, Spielberg is a fucking anti-Semite, to be clear.
Well, Spielberg is Spielberg. That's all that needs to be said. I just want to touch on some real news, because we've got like two hilarious posts that came across my feed this morning. One, Secretary Anthony Blinken, 82 years ago, Nazis murdered blah 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 blah, because blah blah was history. Today's Putin government moved to government, and then he gets fact checked. That there were actually Soviet prisoners of war who died there. I mean, like,
and the Soviets tried them. Like, they didn't bury it. They executed these guys who pulled it off. So it's like,
how bad is the U.S. administration's understanding of history?
Very good. Oh, it's very good. Oh, it's very good. They're trolling. They're doing this on purpose. They know that Nagasaki and Hiroshima were done by the U.S. This is intentional historical rewriting, so that, you know, people who just fucking know they cell phone, eat hot chip, and, you know, Doritos, McDonald's, and lie, are going to think that it was the Soviets that bombed Nagasaki, or that the Soviets that did the fucking Holocaust.
So Jens Stoltenberg, the head of NATO, is he the underwear model, or is he the other guy? He's the underwear model.
No, he was a. You see him in athletic clothes that look like underwear, because he was like doing a Saturday morning, like, calisthenics kind of show on TV, I think, in the, like, you know, 5 a.m. on Saturdays or something in his home country.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
So anyway, here he's the head of NATO, and
yeah, why not?
I mean, you got a gynecologist for the head of Europe, so why not?
Why
not? So yeah, he's out here calling for you know, NATO and KFOR and blah blah in Kosovo, and the Canadian embassy in the Russian embassy in Canada, better to say, replied to him pretty simply,
pretty clearly.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. The humor doesn't have to be complicated to be effective.
No, it doesn't. I mean, anything is a meme, as we'll deconstruct in a little bit with, you know, figures 1 through 4, and I have a meta figure 1 also.
This was sent in also. I believe his handle is Izrazito, yeah. American crepes or pancakes versus actual crepes.
Right. So this is a variation of the famous Drake meme to begin with, but instead of Drake, it's Baba.
Babushka, yeah.
Yeah. It's grandma, Baba. And it's a Drake meme, though.
We've got figure 2 here.
Okay. Yeah, figure 1 makes more, like, figure 1 you have to look at first, and then figure 2 can kind of make more sense.
You want to get into it?
Yeah. So you can see, people can see, there's yes, no, because you're trying to tick a box, right? You're trying to deconstruct the meme. Like in a class, in a lecture series, I would have students look at, like, if I was training digital soldiers, right? And kind of understanding, first of all, humor can be learned, right? Because there's like a setup, there's the hook, and then you've got the arc, and then the punchline, right?
It's appropriate we're doing this from the Matrix, right?
Absolutely. The fucking fourth wall has been revealed, brother.
Excellent. Keep going. Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah. So a meta-ironic meme, right? The thing is that a meta-ironic meme right, is stylistically subversive, right, and it's narratologically subversive. Meta, right, is like after.
Mm-hmm.
So meta irony, it's post irony, right? So irony is the critical level of humor in modernity, right? So meta irony pertains to post modernity. So meta irony is going to be funnier for people that are like under 30, for example,
Mm-hmm.
or under 25, for example, if you're thinking about marketing. And I have a fucking meme about marketing memes as well. And then, so you get the idea there. People know what irony is, right? It's when the implied definition is at odds with the literal definition. Okay, so
hold on. Let's go to the second one. Is this
right now we have to understand the difference between, well, they use post-ironic a little differently here than meta-ironic, as opposed to, I would say that it's more like meta is more like beyond than after, and that's and post-ironic meta-ironic and post-ironic both relate to post-modernity. Pre-ironic and ironic both relate to modernity, but all types of memes can be funny. But if you want to market memes at larger mass populations, you understand, then you want to keep them ironic and post-ironic. So you want to have 2 and 4. You want to operate in narratologically liberal axis as post-ironic, or you want to be stylistically liberal and ironic. And that's going to basically be able to penetrate consciousness of that demographic, if that registers with you. Whereas meta-ironic and pre-ironic operate on a different, right? They actually move narratologically and stylistically conservative, okay? But those can still be, based on expectations about what's things like pastiche or kitsch. So you have to kind of understand how those are also used in art to really appreciate, what my students would deconstruct with this, for example.
This is figure 3, possibly?
Yeah. This gives more, this is kind of explaining slide number 1 or figure 1, right? So you want to look at it and you want to be like, meta-ironic meme is like, doesn't act like a meme, doesn't look like a meme. It's subversion of ironic memes, right? Which is the structural mainstay of humor. You see what I'm saying? Like, you can meme a meme. You see what I'm saying? Like, you can meme a meme, or you can, and that can be funny. Like we talked about the one, for example, the babushka, right? That would fit in that character, that one, because it's the Drake meme, right? Now it's the babushka meme, but then reusing the babushka meme over and over in different contexts, right? That would mirror the type of humor, for example, that you see maybe in, Flying Circus or Upright Citizens Brigade, where you introduce a theme, or maybe in Larry David's stuff, where you've got a theme introduced, it's subversive and it's like offbeat, and then other things happen in life, and then you come back to this meme, and instead of being this like babushka, right? Because this is American pancakes, and these are, both Mediterranean and Slavonic world crepes, right? Like French crepes, Russian crepes, Serbian crepes. They're all the same, which is a whole other story about why the fuck that is.
Let's move on from the babushka, and this was also sent in. How do you say non-binary in Spanish? And ChatGPT answers. I think we'll just leave that. We don't need the voice recognition.
It's perfect.
I really hope YouTube leaves this up.
This is the most intelligent meme, but also the most funny. The subjective, right? Like but I think it's, for me, it hits all the fucking marks,
All right. The subscribers who submitted it will be happy to hear that. This was also sent in. I think this is pretty clear.
This is just a cartoon. This is just a cartoon. It's a meme. It's a meme in the literal sense that it's meant to spread and it fits. So meme is taken from gene, right? And it's basically the idea.
What do you mean
So the
meme is
word
taken
meme
from
is
gene?
taken from the, so genes are involved in an evolutionary process, right? So you've got epigenetics, you've got sexual reproduction, and so humans are changing, or there are remixes of things, but these genes are spreading through populations and they affect the species, or they define the species, right? So memes are like mental genes. That meme. The M is for mental, and the EME is like based on, it could be memes, MENE. So memes are supposed to be like genes, basically. Memetics is like genetics, or it's more like the viral. Well, we get the word viral too from this, but it's like the viral transmission of mental genetics.
If you say so. That's all I'm gonna say.
I mean, this is not my idea. This is in the field, the subject. Like, we're now at the university level, like developing this, and information warfare is very complex. You think these things are fucking accidents,
Shall we do this one, or just leave it and move on?
This one is just taking the logo of the Albanian ALA and then it's making a kind of I would say a racist joke about, or a culturalist joke about Albanians. But
let's leave it at that. Let's leave it at that. Let's not go too deep.
It's okay if Albanians make those jokes about themselves, and they often do. You know what I mean?
Right. This one, we joked about Senator Feinstein. A couple of episodes ago, and then about her being the mummy, and then this happened. So yeah, Assad.
Well, we're talking about the Assad curse.
Yeah.
This is the Assad curse. That's all. So it's all, that's perfect. But see, the thing is, again, people have to understand that memetics are subjective. See, many people would see this and they wouldn't know why Assad is going like this, right? Because that's the famous Assad face from the Assad must go meme and the Assad curse meme, And the point is that everyone who said that Assad was going to be out is now out, right?
I think that brings us to perception, maybe.
Okay, yeah, this is one that I would show students, and understanding meaning and perception. So look, the brown one that says poor irony, see how it's sincere but ironic?
Yeah.
The brown one, poor irony, that's what Floresberg is suffering from right now.
What does the last meme suffer from? The one about Assad.
Go back.
One about Assad.
No, I would say, let me look.
It's here. That's Feinstein.
Okay. Go back to the chart. No, it's a sincere meme. It's green. It's sincere. Both the recipient and the author believe the message to be true, first of all. Yeah, but this doesn't contradict the other chart about, meta, narratively subversive, ontologically subversive, whatever. So yeah.
Let's flip through these a bit more. Yeah. Oh, this is the actual Feinstein thing that we showed the other time.
Yeah, I mean, it makes you laugh. So this is a more classic meme that you've seen in the meme structure from 2014 chins, and Facebook. Go back to our...
Are you talking about this or this?
Yes, this one. This is a 2014-15 development in terms of this type of...
Hold on. Before you go any further, this was obviously made by Declaration of Memes, as it states here, but it was sent in by a subscriber, and it was forwarded from Serbian Code 17 channel. So Code 17, if you're listening, thanks for participating in the
thank you for
extravaganza content.
Right.
Go ahead. Analyze, decompose this meme. Make it boring for everyone.
It's a chuckle. I mean, it does. So go back to the Meta one, or the one that we just looked at, and we can. So
I love how the auto green screen is cutting off your hair every time.
Yeah, that happens. It's all good.
It's hilarious.
That's all. Time will cut off my hair too, so I'm not worried about it. It's assumed sincerity. The recipient thinks the author is being sincere, but the author has not decided whether they meant it or not. I would say it's assumed sincerity because here, and this is why, because I know that the author of this, right, probably also likes things about Che Guevara and also likes things about the person that Che Guevara is saying to execute because of the nature of this. You see, like, go back to showing us the Che Guevara one again.
Hold on one second.
It's very interesting. Yeah, it definitely has some levels of meta irony because who was Che Guevara, right? Well, he was a communist, right? But he was a meat eater and a homophobe, right? So we know that he was a meat eater and we know that he was a homophobe. In fact, when they encountered homosexuality, because this can happen when groups of males are secluded amongst each other for long periods of time under militarized conditions, right? So, but that doesn't mean that it should be, permitted according to Che Guevara. So it is known that Che Guevara executed homosexuals in his ranks. And also because at this time in history, as people understand, and as like explaining memes, and I'm drinking now, but this is all true. At that time in history, the communists were very, very homophobic because the Nazis are the homosexuals. You have to understand the Nazis. You see, in German, if you understand like the psychoanalysis of Wilhelm Reich, who was a Marxist, right? But he also developed theories that are post-Marxist and supernatural, like orgone theory of energy and stuff like this. So he's a very fascinating thinker. But he was a degenerate, and many of his patients were Nazi officers. And so he knows, now he was one of the psychoanalysts that when the Nazis were burning books, right? And when they were like raiding the different medical and legal and library institutions, like they were burning the records, right, of things that Wilhelm Reich had developed based upon his patient studies of Nazi officers who were his patients, because a lot of them were homosexuals. Because that level of fascism, right, is driven by a lot of the sexual repressions that are connected to homosexuality. And it doesn't mean that it's a very complex subject, and I'm not suitable to as a representative to speak on the subject, but you can understand how many levels that meme works. Holy fuck, slow down.
No. Let's do this one first because this is hilarious.
Right. This one, the more you know about him, the more you know about him, it's not a her, and the more you know about him, like he did some. So obviously we know that this is Stalin who eliminates. That's the famous Stalin picture next to people, and the picture shrinks in size.
By the way, everybody, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff.
Subscribe, Working Brother, support Working Brother, give him a coffee, sign up to his Patreon.
All that good stuff. Especially the new people, thank you for coming by. I hope you like my interruptions.
Greatly appreciate it, thank you.
They're frequent. Let's get to some of these other
yeah, so I mean, people understand that one, right? Okay, so this is what is this? You have 3 wishes. Do the opposite of my next wish. Don't fulfill my 3rd wish. Ignore my 1st wish. Right. Yeah, that'll make it crash. This one is genuinely cute. I think that this is just a comic. So if you look at the chart,
what's the difference?
This is just traditional comedy. This is a Sunday morning comic. It's brilliant. I would say that it's in the tradition of Ted Rawls.
Aliens. The government tells you they're here. They're probably not here. Let's leave it at that.
Yeah, that one could be funnier, but it's true.
This was just funny. Because it's true.
You know what? This is great, but there's funnier ones, to be honest with you, that's like about the apocalypse that I hoped for, right? Mom says, honey, we don't need this apocalypse. We have an apocalypse at home. And then, apocalypse at home, It's like the one that we have.
It's a meme about the Balkans. You'll vouch for this being true.
Yeah, I vouch for this. People don't know about this. People don't know about this.
This is true.
People see pictures and they think it's poverty. On the inside, people live like kings. It has to do with taxes and averting the tax appraisers. And then there can be a war any minute, and you don't want looters and marauders coming and thinking you have money.
Don't get so doomy and gloomy, man. No one. Jeff Bezos in '94. I'm going to create a bookstore that is so evil. Man, who knew? Who knew, man? From a bookstore.
I don't like this one because look, hold on. I hate Jeff Bezos, but first of all, the no one, and then Jeff Bezos in '94. What you're supposed to do with these is you're supposed to type the font like in 9 font and then enlarge it so it looks fucking bitty. This one just looks very clear. That's the style. So stylistically, it's incorrect. If you're trying to say
people are lazy, man. People are lazy.
Well, humor is through care as well. You know what I mean? And I'm going to create a bookstore that is so evil. Well, that's kind of like the VHS-y kind of stuff. So I'm trying to understand, you know what I mean? I would say this is my least favorite almost.
All right. This is one of those unknown quotes that, as I was scanning the web for memes, I came across other stuff. And I think this is quite true.
Wait, you're moving a little quick, man. The black sheep is sometimes the only one telling the truth. This is more like an empowerment message, or like this is more like an uplifting message.
Yeah, I told you there's going to be a couple of quotes in here.
This only fits the definition of meme because of the format, because of the medium. Otherwise it's not a meme. America under Trump, America under Biden.
Have you seen the video of Britney
dancing
with the knives?
I've seen the video. I saw a guy fucking do the exact same perfect dance with the knives and everything.
I haven't seen that. I don't want to. No comment.
Here's the problem. Wait, hold on, man. Are we supposed to the problem? You want to problematize things, or should we just play the believing game?
What do you mean the believing game?
Should we poke holes in things, or should we just say, oh, why it's good?
No, you can poke holes in things.
Okay, all right. Then the problem is that on the left here is that Britney Spears was always a fucking mind control agent. So there's something about this that you can, there's definitely a meme here that can be built. You see what I mean? There's definitely a meme that can be developed from this, but it must be done correctly, or the Russians aren't going to give you $5,000 to do it. You see what I mean? There's a way that this meme can land, but the problem is that Britney Spears was always like a fucking Disney, grooming satanic project, even in 1998. So, NSYNC, 98 Degrees, Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, all those Disney kids all represents the post Michael Jackson, pedo chomo fucking shit, where Michael Jackson's innocent.
YouTube, man. YouTube.
Michael Jackson was a fucking warrior.
YouTube.
Michael Jackson was a warrior for children. YouTube. Oh, I can't say Michael Jackson was a warrior for children?
I don't know what you can say. They change the rules every day. That's why it's a comedy show. By the way, this is a comedy show.
Yo. We don't fucking know what the rules are. We've long forgotten Hammurabi's code. So America under Biden. But yeah, I get it. I would just say fucking, Faces of America. If I was going to use the image, I would just have to make something else happen. You can't beat me if you cut off one of my heads. 2 more grow back in its place. Exotic
food. Enough for everyone. Roasted Hydra heads. Entrepreneurship. I thought it was funny. You don't have to like it, man.
No, I'm all of my chuckles are authentic. I never withhold. I never withhold.
with a red horse. So she thought it was a Ferrari. It was a Lada with an actual horse in it. Me
Yeah.
trying
Well,
to connect my.
how would you explain that one?
This?
Yeah.
Well,
Women are hypergamous, but men lie about money and status, and women lie about how many men they slept with, whether they love you or not, and how much they lie through their presentation, and men
we've
lie
got
about
some.
that. Men and women have women's status as a parent, and it's attached to their physicality, because men can't love women if they can't objectify them. That's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, women are not attracted to men that are not hierarchically positioned well in some way. Whether you're subversive, whether you're a lone wolf, whether you're a rebel, pirate, or whether you're in the system and up somewhere. And the thing about women always are trying to stabilize hierarchies, because any destabilization in hierarchies is a chance they're going to lose their position. Whereas men are always trying to destabilize hierarchies. I'm talking about free men, lone wolves, on the outliers, right? When you expel men from a village and you say, oh, you guys are beyond the pale, you guys are deplorables. Well, you do that to enough men, well, they're gonna fucking, form a posse and reconquer the town, right? Women can't do that. So, and men are born into classes, and men have to either work their way up, kill their way up, defraud their way up, or earn their way up, whatever, learn their way up, or whatever. Women can just marry up. Women can just learn how to internalize. All that women have to do is overcome the shaming of other women. You know what I mean? All that women have to do is unlock the key to the mystery of the community of women. And once women do that, they can fucking become Eva Perum. So there's a lot of things, right?
I should have organized these in themes. I should have organized these in themes.
No, this is a cute meme, and it's true. You know what I mean? This is a true chuckler.
The reason that I say that is because we've got a lot more on the subject that you were just discussing. But we'll get to them. Me trying to connect my serotonin molecules to my neurotransmitters, and Xoaquin standing in the way with his explanations of comedy. By the way, Xoaquin hasn't seen any of these.
I haven't seen any of them.
This is a chemical meme. So, if you're into chemistry, tell me the formula for nitrogen oxide. No. Tell me the formula for sodium hydrobromide. Nah, bro. Tell me the formula for sodium hydrate. Nah. All right, then. Keep your secrets.
And it's like, no, those are the answers, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, that was a chuckler.
That's great. Yeah. Well,
I don't know if this is a meme. I don't know if this is a meme or this is an actual thing from like Chinese internet. But this is going to trigger some people. Chinese traditional, Chinese simplified, Danish traditional, Danish simplified, English traditional, English simplified, America, Latin traditional. It's got their own thing. So I guess it is a meme.
Perfect. It's got its own theme.
Latin, North, Central, West. This goes to a bit about your recent, what was it? Your recent live where you discussed some of the Rome stuff and the French origin of words. Lol. Latin, Chinese, and English. That's hilarious. Arabic standard, Arabic simplified, Masri Gama. And Shuya Hayyo, we have some Libnani, also Hebrew simplified, Sanskrit, Muslim, Sanskrit simplified, traditional, South Serbian, Western Serbian.
You were talking about that too the other day on my show, about Southern Serbian, Serbian simplified, Serbian Latinized.
German simplified, Dutch. Wow. German simplified, South African. I think this is Singapore is Malay simplified. We'll have to get Wyatt's take on that. All right, so that one.
Perfect with this one is if there was some way that the meme led you to read them in order, and then the last one was some great insult or some great simplified that doesn't follow the convention, like a subversive one that tells a deeper, more cutting truth. At the end would be like the cream on the top, the cherry on top of this one.
We're 44 minutes in, and this is a special.
No fucking way. I'm only, yeah, that's right. Well, I'm down to the second half of my second beer, so.
We can make this as long as we want because it's a special and we don't care, and we've got a ton more memes to get through. Do you want to make it as long as possible, or do you want to cut it up into two?
I think that it's good as your 100th episode, and it's good to be an hour and a half or something as a
all right.
100th episode
Yep.
or something.
Excellent. We'll keep recording then. I love your MAGA accent. Say it again. Me China. It is a MAGA accent though.
Lands.
You posted this one earlier today or yesterday or something like that.
Yeah. Well, I obviously thought it was funny. It's a cartoon, but it's great. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the thing is well, hold on. So this is interesting because let's just briefly discuss then, since we have another 40 minutes or an hour. Is like
no, but we have a lot more of stuff to get to. Don't worry.
But yes, but it's quality too. So you've got quantity is important, but you've got quality here. Is that I don't know where this originally comes from, but it looks like a cartoon. But I know that people get to change what the patient is saying to the doctor, and that's what makes it very funny because we've seen this one used in many contexts and stuff. It could be funnier if the type looked like it had been changed so that you need vesicle markings of it being a reused meme can add to the hilarity to it, but staying within the rules of the type font of the original cartoon also just makes it look like a cartoon. You see what I mean? But
right.
Yeah.
I just want to play some music here in the background.
All right. Put it on.
Everybody should hear this. And I want to give a shout out, considering this is the 100th episode, I want to give a shout out to John Woo, who is the mastermind behind this music. You can find him wherever you find your music, Spotify or whatever this is. I don't know what it is. And that, he donated his music to the channel, as in to me, a while back, and I just wanted to give him a shout out because I do that from time to time. Also, thank you to the Patreons as always. And now let's get back to the memes. Climate vax. There we go. This is not a meme again.
For temporary comfort.
And we've got the guy building a fire with the steps of the ladder.
Yeah, this is painful. It's true.
It is painful.
Once
so
you
many people.
This is actually agitational propaganda. I mean, it's a meme because it's an image and it can viralize. You know what I mean? It's not a GIF, although GIFs can be meme-ish, but that's different. But it's a two-dimensional static image that can viralize through digital medium, so it's a meme for sure. But on the other hand, it's actually agitational propaganda. You know, I'll tell you the truth, man. So we were trying to expose to people like this fucking pod living and, you know, micro living, micro houses and pod living and stuff. And it's showing how some evil, greedy fucking landlord in California is like charging people like $400 to $800 a month to live in a cubicle. You know what I mean? Like those Japanese pods that they have in Tokyo that has the highest suicide rate on planet Earth, right?
Yeah, I saw that.
And what the guy, and he was like a fucking autistic boomer that looked like the kid from Star Wars, but old. Like the kid Anakin like the Anakin actor, but he looked like he's 60. And he's like, oh, these renters are so dumb. And it's like, no, dude, there's like where, and I'm like, where are they gonna live? He had no answer. I'll probably fucking ban him. I fucking hate fucking degenerates, but it's not even though
Confucius.
You know, yeah, Confucius. A great man is hard on himself. A small man is hard on others. That's right.
Possibly Confucius. It's one of those memes from the internet, or I mean pictures, quotes from the internet where you never know if it's real or not.
Yeah, it's actually Christological. I would call this Christological or Christological.
I shared this on the channel the other day.
Not that we are keeping track or anything, but conspiracy theorists are up 37-0. Yeah, I like this. I like this one, but I'm old. You know what I mean? Like this, behind camera, in front of camera, don't trust the media. What? I don't get it.
It's COVID, man. It's COVID. Like, do you not see?
Oh, I just thought it was a Teletubby. My bad.
This is Serbian meme page. Actually, it's a combination of two meme pages. They DDO služba, which is dnevna doza okupacije or daily dose of occupation, and služba 1244, which is the 1244. How do you say služba? I don't know. Response, I guess. I don't know. Everybody's seen The Rocks, and yeah, the recent news was hilarious. They're getting kicked out of Africa so hard. It's just funny.
Nigeria orders French ambassadors to leave the country within 48 hours.
To live without philosophizing is in truth the same as keeping the eyes closed without attempting to open them. Descartes.
It's true. Descartes is not one of my favorites, but that's true. Huge elephant in room suddenly dies.
Let's just leave it at that. This is hilarious. Education
all of my chuckles are authentic, bro. All I'm gonna tell you is that I never lie to a woman. Ask my wife, she hates me for it. I'll never tell a woman that she looks great if she doesn't. I'll never laugh at a joke that isn't funny unless
when I say we'll leave it at that, all I'm saying is I don't want to tickle the algorithm, man. All I'm saying is I don't want to tickle the algorithm. Like I'm on the border already with YouTube, and I don't have a team of lawyers. Education memes. Doing stuff is hard. Shout out to anyone who does stuff, who does anything. So yeah.
Maybe if we do like an ad or something for Amstel beer, then it'll redeem.
No. I don't think so. I don't am.
Oh, I think, therefore I am. Right.
Oh, hold on. Great. We've got an audio.
Yeah.
We've got an audio bug.
Yeah.
We've got an audio bug.
Yeah. Children of the Gregory.
All right.
The watch Nephilim.
Dostoevsky. Your worst sin is that you have been destroyed and betrayed yourself for nothing.
Profound. Well, Dostoevsky's always a go-to. 99, 2023. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Brilliant.
Can you hear the music? I can hear the music. Should I keep this music going in the background?
It could be louder. No,
You think this is good? Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Eminem. What can we say? This is me basically all the time. The masses must be entertained. That was this morning when you agreed. Roman Empire.
Right. That's great. Perfect. This works on fucking 5 different levels. This ticks every box. This is great.
What could I say? Some of them are better than others.
But that one, no. Hold on. Wait a minute. Go back to Roman Empire one. Like, deconstruct it, brother. Come on. Like, channel the force. Fucking play the believing game. What's brilliant about this?
There's so many, like you said, it's on so many levels. Because, if you know, you know, and you know, and I know, and everybody who's watching knows that they lost the F-35, which is supposed to be the most advanced plane, blah, 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 blah. And the meme is, I bet he's thinking about other women originally, but this meme is adapted to the now popular trend meme. Was it WAPO that you were deconstructing or whatever?
HuffPo. Yeah, HuffPo. Yeah.
They're all po.
Yeah.
They're all po. That's all I can say. Poo poo po.
Yeah, it was started by Ariana Huffington, who was the governor of Governor Huffington, who was a Republican, but he came out as gay. And then his wife,
You're going too deep,
Ariana,
man. You're going too deep. Let's keep it lighthearted.
Oh man, this is real history, man. So I would say that
Roman Empire meme comes from the article.
Listen, bro, women are only going to think that he's probably thinking about the Roman Empire because the artificial destructive culture or community of women that exists in digital spheres to create relationships of dependency between content producers and women are telling women, men only think about the Roman Empire. And yesterday, like as in literally yesterday, they were telling them women only think about other women, you know? And now women have started to understand that men actually have complex internal lives, you know? And but yet they still have, because women are very important for ameliorating differences and keeping communities together. So they're very generalizing in their thoughts. They're very, you know, normative creating. They're very averaging in their approach because that's what holds everyone together. And women are great at this. And so, but then it's funny to poke holes at the trade-offs that come with these beautiful things that women bring to our lives.
You were talking about that a bit in one of your recent lives, how basically women and men have been like put at odds with each other by society on purpose, basically recently, and
what do we have
pushed
here?
out of their. You're going further. Hold on. Let me put you on big screen. No, you got to put it in front of yourself, otherwise it'll cut it out. There you go. What is that?
So in Serbia, right? In Serbia, people like in their own front yard make rakia.
Mm-hmm.
They make šljivovica. This is a šljivovica. And see, it says šljivovica here.
Right.
And so this is actually from someone that my wife works with that bottled this. Their family bottles it just every Christmas. And people actually have like these coal burning or gas or diesel burning setups, and they'll like light bonfires and stuff on New Year's Eve and in the front yard out of like leaves and trash and stuff or whatever, wood. And people kind of congregate. It's a beautiful culture. And so this has actually got no sulfates. It's handmade. It's made at home. And this is like a tradition of home brewed hard alcohol. Wait, hold on. Home brewed hard alcohol that we have in Serbia. And yeah, we'll try a little bit right now. Just kind of see. Oh no, I'm gonna vomit. Fuck that. I'm not gonna try any right now. But
yeah, I wouldn't advise any. It's a little too early in the day. I've got another meme really here.
Let me think. It's beer before liquor. Wait, hold on. I have to consult the fucking. Okay, if you don't stop lying, you'll grow up to be a fact checker for Facebook, right? Exactly right. Yeah, that's cute. Yeah.
Let's see.
Anyone can share that one.
We've got a flat Earth one, because why not? It's a Memestravaganza.
You know, the Earth is 71% water that's uncarbonated. That is accurate. So technically flat. Oh no! Oh, that's great.
Moving right along.
Bernanke. Yeah, so Bob Bernanke. Okay. I bet there's a couple seconds on that medieval torture stretcher rack where it feels incredible.
Could this be classified as gallows humor? Because I'd like to classify myself as gallows humor.
Well, I would say, you know, it's I would say that because you're talking about Bernanke, right? So
no,
obviously,
you're talking
about economics.
No, that's just the account name, man. That's just the account name. That has nothing to do with the actual meme.
Chairman Bernanke refers to the fucking to the Federal Reserve.
I know, but the account name is a meme making fun of that. But that's like
I know,
ridiculous.
But the thing is that when you have catastrophic economic policies like Bob Bernanke's, okay, there are moments in time when profits go up. There are moments in time when the fucking stock markets look strong. But you're actually on a fucking stretcher and you're gonna fucking be killed. Anyway, move on.
I think you went a little too far.
No. Look, the first rule of memes is that they're subjective but I think that I'm understanding what was meant. Berlin to Warsaw in one tank. Ha 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 ha. That's a conflict in the country south of Poland and west of Russia meme.
This is what's it called? This is I think it's an actual advertisement. Let's get back into your boring pictures.
Actual, right. Okay.
What does this say?
Well, we're trying to understand why the left can't meme. Even though the left is supposed to be subversive, and by the definition of the French Revolution, all memeing is leftist, even if it's national conservative, even if it's libertarian, even if it's MAGA, even if whatever it is, right? Like in the essence of the French Revolution, all memeing is leftist. However, since in this postmodern fuckabout, we've got up is down, left is right, tomorrow's yesterday, whatever, right? Women are men, so right is left, left is right, etc. Then they can understand. Okay, so this is kind of self-explanatory. What would you say about this?
Nothing to add, honestly. Let's see do you have another one here? No, that's all of them. Oh, no, wait. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, there we go. That might be the last one. What? No, that's disgusting.
This is yeah. So this is really for students, right? When we're trying to build digital soldiers, information warriors, right? They have to kind of understand this. This is like 101, right? Authoritarian, right? Like, you understand what this is. Like, so for example, what is being talked about here?
The meme?
Well, what is the subject matter?
I don't know.
The subject matter is like a 15 or 16-year-old girl, I would say. Well, that's just my projection as a straight man. So, in other words, the authoritarian upper left, right? The authoritarian left, in the old sense, like that means Stalinism. Authoritarian left means Stalinism. Old communist, old left. Okay, would say that a May-December relationship is disgusting, right?
Okay.
The authoritarian economic right would say, well, if you really love them, or let's say you marry them first as a technicality, then it's all right. Like if you're, how old are you?
I'm like 38-ish.
35. Okay.
80.
So if you met a 20-year-old girl, right, it's fine so long as you marry them first. See what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But so the libertarian left would be like, it's fine for French people, or the libertarian doesn't mean what we always think it means, but you understand how this is not the most perfect one, but you can see that the libertarian right, which is like, give me that, is fine as long as you tip them well. But they're thinking about it as prostitution. So the point is sex with a young girl, not 12, but like I would say 15, because French, So that's the fucking, But you have to understand this to deconstruct culture, because the things that drive memetics is humor, right? Mm-hmm. If they don't affect the amygdala, like things that deal with food, sex, and violence, and then there's two forms of violence. There's like head-on, confronting, like the violence with violence, and then running away. So fleeing, fighting, fucking, and food, the 4 Fs, like define the foundation for what's going to, memetically gain traction. If you can, you see?
I see. This one is obviously about the fighting.
Exactly. And losing, right?
Relax, buddy. They invented the vacuum cleaner, yet I'm still here. It's true. I saw this. I was like, damn, it's true. The Industrial Revolution.
In fact, I'm not going to give away. I'm glad that a book is there, because I'm not going to give away some of my next plans that I let go from like 2018, but I've got big plans that relate to this meme for the coming year.
All right. Sounds like a plan. We'll have you on to discuss it. By the way,
after
everybody,
it's succeeded. No, because listen, brothers, talking about your plans, number one, you're going to get 35 to 40% of the satisfaction of having accomplished that thing by talking about it. Number two, you're going to give people actively working against you a head start to trademark, corporate, fucking take your shit and run with it because you have ideas, but they have connections and energy, right? So, in fact, do not talk about what you plan to do. Do not brag about what you plan to do. And the minute you feel satisfaction thinking about what you want to do, as opposed to feeling motivation to do the thing, you are going down the wrong path with your idea. Anyway, carry forward, brother.
Don't be so quick to judge me. After all, you only see what I choose to show you. Yeah, pretty clear.
That's right.
This is me in a couple of years. After the thought police get to me. After the thought police get to me. When everyone thinks you launch missiles in the ocean because you're crazy, but in reality you do it to keep Godzilla in check. This is an old classic, but yeah. Kim Jong-il likes this. This one is a little sophisticated.
This is my horse. I call him Mayo, and sometimes mayonnaise. Idiot.
We'll just keep going. Don't worry about it. We'll just keep going. Me gets my hopes up. Life. You dropped your nose. You
like. Do you have like a? Can I have a gun or something? Can I fucking shoot at the screen for some of these, or what can I do?
Magic 8-ball.
Am I stupid? Yeah. I like that one. Well, that's a cartoon in the traditional sense. Nobody. You want a car that looks like a confused cat. Yeah. That's
I don't like Mazdas.
Right? That's great.
Yeah, I don't like Mazdas, so I like this meme. Another one from Education Memes. I need to understand everything. I like memes. This is kind of like the in-between point right here with the working.
Well, this is actually what we're talking about with like the meme science, memetics, memology.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the point is either it lands or it doesn't. You know what I mean? And in terms of hyperviralizing, it's got to hyperviralize among at least some lowbrows. That's a fact.
The cliche of walking a mile in my shoes, and the thing that you were talking about the other day about how men have this analytical mind that's always analyzing how many people it took to build something, or
right.
what a certain dent costs.
Right.
Microsoft Windows, 2001, 2023.
Perfect name.
Yeah, this is me every night.
When someone tells me to stop sharing so much memes and go to sleep. I like the one that's like the fucking guy that's got a big bag, of memes, and he's like, me taking my memes back to another platform after I've been banned from fucking Facebook once again,
I haven't seen that one.
Hey,
for people that don't know,
doing this, they can meet me with my fucking bag of memes right here.
For people that don't know, these are prescription glasses. They are also tinted, but they're prescription glasses. So this is what I actually see without my glasses. What a beautiful moon. Let me put on my glasses to appreciate this beauty. It's a Burger King. That's how bad my sight actually is.
Is it? Do you remember the fucking old Wayne's World? No, you don't.
No.
Before your time.
No. Well, I know of it, but I don't remember.
So there was the Iraq War was happening. So this is original memes. This is pre-internet memes, bro. So you want to get to like the foundations and shit, man. You got to talk about fucking Wayne's World. And there was the Iraq War. And everyone was talking about, Saddam's Scud missiles, right? And the problem with the Scud missiles is that even though you could identify them and take them down with Patriot missiles, like at a certain distance, when they got to within a certain range, like you couldn't hit them and you were destroyed. Anyway, so in Wayne's World, which was a comedy with Mike Myers and Dana Griffith with about two fucking idiot pre-grunge rocker guys from late 80s Guns N' Roses style music, and their adventures with women. When a girl like was hot from a distance, but she was like ugly when you got up close, they called that a scud. Right? So, yeah.
That's hilarious.
You might call it a butterface or something like that.
Good from far, but far from good is what we used to say.
That's a great one. I know that one too. That's fantastic.
Considering you're Mexican, I only
But
felt
in
like
answer
it
to
was.
that, you could always say, you know, it's not the face you're fucking, it's the fuck you're facing. But that anyway.
Oh. Considering you're Mexican, I only wanted to, like, I came across this randomly on Facebook. I wanted to draw people's attention to the fact that not all corn is actually yellow.
Correct.
Which is pretty crazy.
This is indigenous corn. Yeah. Yes. We can't say that. We can't say this one out loud.
Nigaz.
I would say Nigaz, you know, like jazz, you know.
Is an actual
when I think
company.
About night jazz, I think about Tony Blinken playing guitar, singing some blues.
Yeah, so it's an actual company, joint venture, Russian gas company Gazprom in Nigeria. Nigaz. Yeah, by the way, this meme is for all the Serbians who made it this far. We won't mention it because it didn't happen. In any case, we won't mention it because it didn't happen. This is from National Meme Coordination Body.
Yeah, right.
Serbian meme page. He won that day with this meme. Dude, where's my F-35? Like literally.
Perfect meme. On your chart of memes for your students of Memology, this is a perfect meme.
Yeah, this is good.
It's type, you know, it's like a perfect example of the type of meme that it's supposed to be. Yeah.
Would you take this? I'm not a robot box for me. I mean, come on, these I don't get this no robot thing. It's obviously hackable. This I came across. I think this was on Telegram. We are not the same. Them. Oh my God. Travis and Taylor Swift are dating me. Did you see the Canadian Parliament honoring a literal fucking Nazi?
Yeah, no, this is real, man. This is something that a male, right, is gonna face between the age of like 15 and 25 or 15 and 30. You know, for sure. You know, the nice thing about being an old dog like me, I'm married, I'm happily, but the nice thing about being an old dog like me is that theoretically, if I meet women, like they're actually gonna get this. You see what I mean?
Maybe. This unskilled at war thing is the whole Russian attitude. So I thought I'd
never make the mistake of assuming the person of peace is unskilled at war.
It also comes down to that thing that you were saying about, like, you know, how society is based upon the threat of violence between men, and how men, when they walk around, they exercise this threat of violence, and women assume it is peace.
Women just assume, and I'm saying average woman and average man, right? Yeah. So I'm generalizing. So I don't want to hear comments that I'm generalizing, because that's definitionally what I'm fucking doing, is generalizing. So generally speaking, men, like when they're walking around, and I don't mean like some football players, you have that gift or that clip running around of the guy, what's his name, doesn't know what the fucking Roman Empire is. Anyway, and he's like, am I supposed to know that? But, you know, men, when they walk, this is like a Roman Empire thing. When men walk around, they're doing like all these different things. Like number one, if they're with their lady and she looks good, like they're feeling some pride that their lady looks good. But number two, they're doing threat assessments of like what's going on all around them, not just traffic, but other human beings, you know, like threat assessments. And that doesn't mean there's always a threat. It just means, you know, you're doing a fucking assessment, right? But then they're also like looking at things like dilapidated buildings. They're looking at fucking cars with dents. They're looking at every little thing, and they're thinking all these things like, okay, that car needs to be fixed, but it's just a couple $100. Oh, look, I wonder who built this. That looks very old. Or look how beautiful this was. But it's all like based upon understanding that human beings have created this. Whereas a lot of women, not women that I relate to, but a lot of women that, you know, I've known in the biblical sense, definitely don't get that. They definitely walk around, you know, and they just assume they just like they assume that the givens of the world that they're in were just handed from on high, or that's just what has always existed. They don't get that men actually built those things, and some women too. Don't get me wrong.
And some men too.
No, I'm saying men built this shit, and some women helped build it too. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, yeah. But I'm saying men also, some take it for granted and don't understand a lot of things these days.
Yes, but those are men that should be taking your orders. Those are men that need to be, listening to what you have to say and saying, yes, sir. You see what I'm saying?
These two are about perspective. I need a ride. Dude, you're going so... Slow down. You're going to get us killed. The slow turtle is fast for the snail. And
I like that. Yeah, that's more like a lesson. That's good for kids.
Yeah, and here we've got...
That one's educational. That meme was educational.
So is this one. Where this is like a comedy show that's educational and also has some news right at the end. This is good. This is good. I think it's, makes you appreciate who you actually are. This one's hilarious. 500 puzzle piece.
Oh, that's sick.
This one's not for kids. This one's not for kids.
Not for kids, no. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to explain this one to my kids someday. It's like, because it's like this.
Or this one.
So listen. So we're billionaires, right? We're billionaires, right?
Wait, which one?
And,
this one?
Wait.
Which meme? Which meme are you talking about, first of all? This one or the pig?
The pressure pig meme.
All right, so we're billionaires.
So listen, we're billionaires. We're multi-billionaires, right? And we have children that we kind of love in some highly defective billionaire way, and and we're like, listen, honey, even though they look like people. And even though we want to have them over as friends sometimes and, have sex with them or break bread with them sometimes, and even though they look like us and dress like us.
Listen, I know where you're going. No, I heard you. I know where you're going. No, I'm going to mute you, man. I'm going to mute you. I'm going to mute you, man.
I'm not saying what you think I'm saying. I'm saying economically, right? Economically, sociologically, the ruling class eats, people, economically speaking. So imagine having to explain that to your kids. It's like, well, honey, we like that they live here, but they pay us rent, and they're not really our friends, and that's why we have to tell them to leave now, But there's going to be new people that you exploit.
Truth versus post-truth. This goes back to the thing you were talking about.
Truth, I think, therefore I am. Post-truth, I believe, therefore I'm right. Yeah, perfect.
More Roman stuff. Why is this meme in English?
So for me, the joke is on the person making the meme, because the person making the meme is just like the fucking idiot who wrote the Huffington Post article, because she wants to know why, when sampling an English-speaking population in the United States, that the people interested in the Roman Empire in the United States were all English-speaking, white Americans. You know what I mean? It's like, well, it's a fucking 70% white country and everyone speaks English there. And as I've explained, the Roman Empire fascination is in Latin, in Roman, like Italian, fucking French, Spanish, German. So it's actually a stupid meme. This is actually a poorly thought out example of the problem meme. The pupil of your eye can expand as much as 55% when looking at something you love.
That is true, by the way. And it also affects you when you're lying. Like if you look at somebody's pupil and they're lying to you, it will contract. I shared a book about. It will contract. I shared a book about that, animal watching, human watching, in the Telegram group. You can find it there. Let's keep moving. The first gulp from the glass
of natural sciences will make you an atheist, but at the bottom of the glass, God is waiting for you. Werner Heisenberg. Yes, this is actually true. People will know Heisenberg from the Heisenberg uncertainty principle, which
Yeah.
really actually develops, you could almost say, the ideas of Laplace about the Laplace's daemon is about the fact that every well, you can say from Newton, right? Like every action, has an equal and opposite reaction, right? And the thing is that in talking about contingent reality and how everything is, like a pool table, right? Every atom is hitting another atom, and you can like trace the outcome of all events based upon what's called determinism, right? Because you have what's called a chain of causality. So go back to the meme. Let's see what the fuck the meme says.
Hold
It
on one
says
second. Hold on.
chain of causality. Yes, Heisenberg's uncertainty principle and is often misunderstood by normies who are drawn to science, which is good for normies to be drawn to science. But why they need leaders like you, brother, is because you have to explain to them that Heisenberg is actually saying that even though from our perspective, like our ability to map and chart all the variables, like, yes, it's uncertain for us, but that doesn't change the fact that from the perspective of Laplace's daemon, that it could be, that it is, in fact. It's just the data, there's too much data for us to understand the complex interrelation of, zillions and zillions of different factors, playing off of each other. But that doesn't defy the rule of the fact that it's causally chained deterministic reality. Right, but then you have to enter into the role of consciousness and free will, which can also put a twist on Heisenberg. But this is very interesting. It's absolutely true. You get to the bottom of the glass, and God is waiting for you, and most people just don't.
In a society that profits from your self-doubt, liking yourself is a rebellious act. So everybody stay rebellious.
Self-doubt, liking yourself is a rebellious act. Yes.
Just
yes and no. It's like yes and no. I mean, hold on. Yes and no, bro. Yes and no. I mean, it's true, right? But it's also kind of like people misinterpret what society is. Like you have to use Heidegger to know who the they them is, because if there's an opposition movement, right, that the society is saying is the paradigm, because that's the whole fuck about right now, is that the people in power are pretending to be the rebels, and they're pretending to fight against an institutional problem of like whatever they would list and name of the traditional institutions of power, but they're actually those in power. And so the only vehicle, voice, logic, discursive framework for rebellion has to, by definition, come from those ideas and things that the authorities in power have left behind or have rejected, right? So to say that in a society that profits from your self-doubt, liking yourself as a rebellious act, you see a totally disgusting obese guy can perceive that society says it's wrong to be fat, it's wrong to be a fucking slob, and that I should like myself as a fat slob, and that's a rebellious act. So he can misinterpret that, or she can misinterpret that. You see what I'm saying? Based upon who you define they, them as. So that's what we get back to Heidegger.
Now that you explained it thoroughly, it makes a lot more sense. That you said yes and no. No man was ever wise by chance. Seneca. Let's just.
Seneca, you can almost never say anything after Seneca. So.
Sniping is for. Change my mind. Where's Waldo is funny. Was he Where's Waldo or Where's Wally? Where you were from?
It's Waldo. It's
Waldo in the U.S. and Wally in the U.K. In case you didn't know.
Really? Why is that?
Just because I don't know. Where's Waldo and where's Wally? Worst day of my life.
Why can't someone be named fucking Waldo?
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's the UK.
But now I can't sleep, dude. Now I'm gonna be fucked about this. Like, why the fuck can't the book be called Where's Waldo in England?
I don't know.
No, this is not satisfactory. You need to get to the fucking bottom of this. Can you Yandex some shit up or something?
I'll find out. maybe the subscribers can help
Your
us.
people will contact my people, and they can email
That
about
kind
it.
of thing. Yeah,
I can be
yeah.
debriefed on next Thursday. Okay.
This is the worst day of my life, the worst day of your life so far. New world order, most of society. Yeah. Nothing
Right.
needs to be said.
Nothing has to be said. Good meme.
But I identify as an angel. Yeah, we don't play that game up here. I used to be a product manager, so tell me why. 4-year-olds and Backstreet Boys. Managers
Right.
might get
So that's
this.
an age exclusive meme. It's generational.
Or a profession exclusive.
Oh,
This is for
right,
Texas.
right.
Texans will get this. University of Northern Texas. We'll just leave it at that. About the pronouns thing. Are you there? Can I hear you?
Yes, I'm trying to.
All
Yeah.
right.
So this is the meme. This is the guy that he's. No, it's. I think this meme only works. I don't like it. This one's not good. I don't like it.
Why? Why? I think it's perfectly racist. And I use the term
Well,
racist
I think
loosely.
it's. I think that it actually reinforces the wrong fucking things, and it. Like, first of all, he's only supposed to say like yes or correct,
No.
or he's supposed to have a one-word answer, and then for him to be the fucking landlord, right? When we live in a problem world of landlords, I don't know. If she had a plot to fuck him up, I might join her in that plot somehow.
Thomas Paine.
Reason obeys itself, and ignorance submits to whatever is dictated to it. Thomas Paine. Reason obeys itself, and ignorance submits to whatever is dictated to it. That's highly problematic. That is going to lead to a type of Satanism that that people like Thomas Paine and the pseudo-hedonists of the Epicurean philosophy of the American Revolutionary period could fall into. So that is not a perfect meme in terms of knowledge distribution and subversiveness. It actually can lead back to some of the same problems. You see.
I just thought it was an interesting quote, but it's always
it is super interesting quote.
Get your take on things,
There
including
was
this.
it. Justin Timberlake, Justin Lake. Yes, this is more like Dadaist. You know, Dadaist. It's Dadaism.
What's Dadaism?
It's just absurd. It's just a play on word, but it's a meaningless joke. You know, it's just it's a relativization of meaninglessness. It's a type of humor that comes from the chaos after World War I. All the death and destruction led to this kind of art. You know, in other words, if the bottom was the bottom thing, timber just in a lake, frame that, and then put that like this is art. You know, that's Dadaism. You know.
Me realizing that kids talking about the 90s today is the same thing as the kids in the 90s talking about the 60s.
Me realizing that kids talking about the 90s today is the same as kids in the 90s talking about the 60s. Well, only a fucking idiot kid born in the 90s would think that that's how it was, because the 1990s was all about a 1960s revival. 50s and 60s and 70s were big revival. I would say that the 90s, so this is someone from some pedantic output, the person who made this is ignorant. You have to really understand about self-referential, referential culture. You know, the 90s was all about the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, and you had something called subcultures, and young kids talking about the 90s today, in a good way, is the same thing as Was this about how old people are? Like, is the 90s
Yeah.
talking about
Yeah.
the 60s?
Yeah. This is
The
how
same thing.
about math, man.
Yeah,
It's
no,
just
I'm
about
trying to
math.
appreciate on different levels. Yeah, I could see, but it's just more like, wow, that's how long it's been. I
No,
get
we
that.
said
Break the
we
tree in half.
said we'd let you rip into all the memes. So like we're letting you rip into all of them, and we've still got a bunch, and it's already been an hour and a half. So everybody who's still with us, thank you for being still with us.
More than this? You got more than this?
Yeah, I've got a lot more.
All
Like
right,
I
man.
said.
Can we just pause for 2 seconds? I'm going to see a man about a horse.
Tell us what you think of this one first, and then
If
let's
you
do
break
like a
the
little
tree
sign off
down,
thing.
They think it's 2 trees.
And the buddy chokes him.
So it's like, that's what it was all along.
Everybody who stuck around, thank you for sticking around to the end of this 100th episode, Working Brother Talks. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you for the Patreons. Thank you to the people who have donated coffees. And Xoaquin, thank you for sticking around. You gotta go see a man about a horse.
Well, I'm good to go. I just have to. I just gotta fucking, hit the head and be right back.
Yeah. We'll be back, but we'll be at another recording because this one's already an hour and a half. So cool. I think it's enough. Everyone, thank you. See you very soon. This will be up tomorrow, probably.